This is the city newsroom. Now, normally, this would not be the process you would see when it comes to the burial of individuals. Persons, without their family members around to celebrate them as they pass on or they are buried. But this is no ordinary burial. This is no usual burial. This is a COVID-19 burial. Now, these unmarked graves have so far seen 4 people being put in them. 3-feet graves. 4 individuals without their family members here, with no markings, no identification. Now we're expecting 2 more people, one just lying over there, about to be put into the grave without their family members around. On today's edition of the City Newsroom, we will try to track the process involved with the handling of such persons who die via COVID-19, the individuals who actually handle the bodies. I have Mr. Joseph Asitanga. For those who do not appreciate men with shovels digging away, how difficult is your job, and can you walk me through the process from when you hear that a person is dead and that you need to bury them? Talk me through the process.
Yeah, since the inception of COVID-19, the WHO standard states it clear that any infectious body, anybody who dies out of infectious disease, must be handled and buried by professional trainees, and that is environmental health officers who are trained by the Ministry of Health. And in secondment with the Ministry of Local Government, we carry out all the duties of preventable diseases within our setup. So for that matter, when we come to COVID-19 issues, the law states is very clear that when you are even infected, you are isolated immediately. So once you are isolated, you should count yourself that you are maybe marginalized. That is how they feel. But they are trying to protect the rest of the society. Okay, so when it comes to death, your body becomes the property of state. Government takes absolute and total control of your body. Until we bury it. So we don't give the protocol, we don't give the bodies to the family members.
So for starters from your office, how does it start? Do you get notification from a particular office that someone is dead? You need to walk me through the process, for like today, for example.
Yeah, when the moment a person passes on through the virus, the hospital notifies the family member that quickly the body will be kept in the cold room, move to the assembly, that is Accra Metro Assembly, go and notify them that your relative has passed on through COVID. And they will be giving the medical cause of death to the family member. And he report to our office with the medical cause of death. Then we take the family member through a process of registration for the purposes of data and statistics. Okay, and where the body, what happened we track the body through the registration. Okay, when that is done, the body is stored. So we let you fill the form. Then we ask you on your own choice, what day do you want your body to be buried?
But I thought usually it's supposed to be buried right after.
No. Exceptions are within the Muslim community, fraternity. If it's a Muslim, their religion does not permit their body for storage. So we find a way of handling such issues. So if it's a Muslim today that it occurs, we will have to prepare their mind that unless the following day before we can bury the person. And they have to go by that because the body is no more for them to do what the normal thing they've been doing. Then we take it from there. But with the Christians, sometimes they are not prepared. So they go back to prepare, come to notify us with their date, and we prepare ourselves up. Then we have Thursdays that we do the general burials. In exceptions, some people by religion want burials on Saturday. At least the person has lost a relative. The small sympathy you can share with the person is to at least give him the chance of the day he wants to bury the deceased.
I mean, you said your members are trained. I see them, working very hard. What for you? I mean, have they come to you with complaints of issues they have, mentally, physically, psychologically throughout the process?
Yeah, the beginning of the exercise was the time we're experiencing that. Me myself, it wasn't.
What exactly were you experiencing?
The experience was the all the time visit to dead bodies. Every day. Wow. You are traumatized. The moment you enter the morgue, the bodies are lying there for you to pick them and reorganize them. People you don't know. People you've never come across in your life. So you see that the trauma that we go through, it's a serious thing. So you get home, you have to take yourself through so many treatments, psychological, physical, and so many things before you can even go to rest.
I mean, do you enter a mortuary, see some of the bodies, and then...
Look, I wish you were there early in the morning. When we got there, The bodies are lying there. We put them there, yes. So we identify them by the tag.
So it appears that persons responsible for burying persons who die via COVID are doing well when it comes to the provision of PPEs as well as their conditions of service. But their counterparts or their colleagues in other parts of the country do not seem to be doing so well. They complain that they are not getting training, they are not receiving the necessary PPEs, and their conditions of service are somewhat abysmal.